Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat, and we have a bit of a Toonami news update. We have a new schedule out, and this schedule will be for February 22nd. Don't know if it's a 1 week thing, if it's a multiple week thing, but that's a couple Saturdays from now. And this schedule is as follows: midnight, Fully Cooley Grunge, 12:30, Blue Exorcist, another episode of Blue Exorcist at 1, One Piece at 1:30, Dragon Ball Z Kai at 2, Naruto 2:30, and Sailor Moon at 3 a.m. So, change here is that Mashal is off the block, and we will not be replacing it with a new show. And it's interesting. I almost forgot Fully Cooley Grunge ever existed. It was only 3 episodes long. It was generally very strongly panned. Like, most people didn't like it. Most Toonami fans didn't like it. Most general anime fans didn't like it. And really, this just reeks of being cheap. Like, they can't. It's not even like a Blue Exorcist where you're getting a little creative. Like, what shows do we have the access to that's a little older? It's something Fully Cooley Grunge that is a Toonami original, so it's free for you to air, and everyone despised it. Like, honestly, they would be better off just airing a Fully Cooley alternative and then shoegaze since they connect. And they were much, much better than grunge, and they're much, much better and progressive. And again, it just reeks of we have no money. And this might be one of the weakest non-marathon lineups Toonami's put out in a long while, maybe ever. I'm trying to think back to like 2020, 2021 when we weren't having new shows for obvious reasons, and we had like Paranoia Agent, and we were pretending Balls Masters was an unironic Toonami show. You know, a little sketchy times right now, and it might show that the money from Warner Brothers Discovery might be gone, or we're put on a budget. Because I know we've been talking about, like, was it trying to get My Hero Academia season 7 for half a year at this point, and as much as I'm still certain that we will eventually see it on Toonami, it's getting a little sketchy at this point. And it's a lot like, say, Mob Psycho, where Mob Psycho, we got season 1 and season 2 seemed like a given, but we never got it on Toonami. And My Hero Academia might be turning into that as well. And that'll be interesting to see. Since again, most new show access is cut off because something like Netflix can throw a bunch of money and get dub rights to it over Toonami. Like, for example, the anime from last year that was the most Toonami like anime never aired on Toonami. It was Dan and the dub rights were exclusively held by Netflix. And it was probably the biggest hit anime of last year, and it will probably be one of the biggest hit anime of this year since that's coming back in July. And that's something that's really frustrating because if this was 10 years ago, without a doubt, that's the premier show on Toonami. But it's not 10 years ago. The year's 2025, and you're going to have to get creative to fill up Toonami's schedule. And their choice this week to get creative is to throw in Fully Cooley Grunge, which again, and this is very temporary because one, that's 3 episodes long. So if you're being very optimistic, then maybe at the end of those 3 episodes, so sometime in early to mid March, is when we get season 7 of My Hero Academia. But at this point, I'm not necessarily going to hold my breath anymore like I have been for the past few months about My Hero Academia season 7. And yeah, but in the end of the block, it's just rerun stuff. Like, you have One Piece, I'll be here until the end of time. Dragon Ball Z Kai, rerunning for the 9 millionth time on Toonami. Naruto, the original Naruto, mind you, not Shippuden, running. A leftover from Toonami Rewind, and then another leftover from Toonami Rewind and Sailor Moon at the very end of the block at 3 in the morning. But again, a very weak schedule, and definitely weak for the first brand new schedule of the year 2025. What do you guys think? Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.